Hello and welcome to the Carnegie Murrumbeena Report for winter 2023. It is August and I am Gary Peer.
And I'm Leo Samuel.
G'day Leo.
Good to be back, Gary.
Good to have you back. It's feeling very, very active and vibrant out there now as we run in towards spring.
We do.
Lots of listings coming through. Well, I won't say lots, but compared to what we've had, a lot more coming through. Are you feeling it?
Feeling it very much so, getting ready for spring. Can you believe already now we're in the month of August and spring only around the corner. But where is this year going, your financial year as well?
It goes fast. And August is always a fascinating month because it's probably one of the few, probably August and October, are the few totally uninterrupted months, where there's no long weekends, there's no holidays, no school holidays, no major sporting event in the month of August.
We're in the clear.
So it is a very clear, serious, busy real estate month. And I know for people in the industry and a lot of people out there, actually, you go away in June, you go away in July, it's cold, it's wet, it's, there's holidays and school holidays and long weekends in June. But August is a big game on month for real estate.
It's a good month. I always find that August sales always set the pricing for spring. So
Often
whatever you
so.
see properties
Yes.
priced for September, October, the results in August always set the tone for the months ahead.
So often they do, don't they, Lior? And we're finding that the clearance rates for us was 76% on the weekend. We've been running at around 80, 85. The industry's been around about 70. So that is very much a sign of a strong market when those sort of clearances are happening.
That busy in terms of open numbers. That's one thing we sort of look back. Someone asked me this morning, how did you rate to late 2022? And I think we're averaging 12, 13 groups of buyers coming through a weekend. So It was definitely up from late last year. We were a bit worried at one stage, weren't we?
Well, we were a bit worried. The numbers were down, and some numbers are huge. And I know that we've just enjoyed on the weekend a sale in East Malvern in Hugh Street. There are big numbers there. There's a few properties that just great, really good quality family homes. There's a lot of people out there looking for them. And the numbers of people at auctions also been quite high,
it's
hasn't
been
it?
Great, yeah, really well attended.
Lots of bidders, lots of buyers. I mean, we talked about Hugh Street. I just want to maybe talk a little bit about what happened there on the weekend because we thought we might get around 2.5 maybe, but we thought it could also get to between 2.3 and 2.5.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, it ended up selling for over 2.8 with 5 bidders bidding really strongly for that.
And that's
home.
a sign not of a depressed market, is it? Like that result. Well, if you think about what's going on, that home, that's established home, that stood the test of time, a buyer, and you had 5 bidders in total going for that, and Jack Slater called it to be a strong one. But that result, well, that's literally peak result compared to the depressed time. So that's sort of a new record for that type of home.
Yeah, well, it certainly doesn't feel nothing depressed about the market. It's certainly feeling very vibrant and positive. You've had a number of auctions yourself that have been quite exciting. One in Oakley Road not too long ago, 57A. Tell us about that.
Well, that was great because this owner actually had it for, I think, 3 years in total. They paid $1 million for it in COVID, literally did nothing to it. Ended up selling for $1,180,000. We had 2 bidders going for it on auction day. But yeah, good result. That was actually an extended one of a pair. Not with the smallest of backyard. It was more of a courtyard because the back of that also had been subdivided as well. But just shows you the demand for good quality deco homes in the area.
We know Koonang Road's a great address. 3 at 184 Koonang Road, Carnegie.
So this
another one.
Yeah, this was great because you got to love villa units, one of 3 on the block. But also the pricing. You think typically 2-bedroom villa units, 700,000 to 800,000. Being one of 3 was definitely appealing here. But we had several buyers going for that. We ended up selling for 953,000. So 2-bedroom buyers. That's a best strong result in like that I've seen for quite some time. And pretty much, I reckon it set the record for being in a small subdivision of 3.
Some record properties are getting record prices, and I know we've just sold something off market in Caulfield East, a 2-bedroom villa, very nice one, and that sold for just under 1.5. And we won't talk about the address because it's all undisclosed, but it just goes to show that for quality properties, there are buyers that will step up to the plate and have a serious crack. As they did for that one. Gerald Street in Murrumbeena is a great address, and I know that we've got a number of our agents that are specialising. Christian DeVries, one of them.
Yeah,
in this case, it was Jack Slater who handled that sale, and you were the auctioneer for it.
It was. I loved rocking up to the auction there, Gary, because I saw the new Murrumbeena, the sports pavilion there in the cricket and football club of the Murrumbeena Junior Football Club, which we sponsor as well.
We do.
But Gerald Street, this was great because we managed this on behalf of a landlord client. We had it presented and freshened up with a tenant had sort of vacated. We cleaned it up in terms of polishing the floorboards and presenting well. So let it be a lesson for a lot of those sellers out there to spend a little bit of money to promote well, price well, and promote well is definitely worthwhile. Because in this instance, this one was the townhouse. They wanted 1.1 for this. I auctioned it, and Jack Slater ran a very smooth campaign there. We ended up selling for $1,330,000, and 5 bidders going for this. Just shows you the demand for homes. Sort of, for those buyers that can't afford that freestanding period home in Murrumbeena, they're aspiring for it. This is sort of the cheapest entry point for 3 to 4 bedroom living. So that sold very, very well, and it was a very competitive auction. And even actually 3-4 bidders up to like 20,000-30,000 of each other shows a good sense of the market, as opposed to just like the 2-horse race.
Toowoomba Road, Carnegie, is a great address, and a great sale happened there. Tell us a bit about that.
Graham sold this villa unit, sold for $680,000. It sold on the day, top end of the range, but that position, cheap entry point for a villa unit. You look at sort of bigger subdivisions of 6 or 7 versus the one of 3, but yeah, close to all the action in Koonang Road there. Sold well for $680,000.
Graham Callan, somewhat of a journeyman. I had the pleasure of seeing him at an auction a few weeks ago in Whaley Drive in Wheelers Hill, which sold particularly well as well. Interestingly,
no destination too far for Graham.
No, have a car will travel.
His badge.
That's his slogan. He'll have his badge on, and he will jump in the car and go wherever he's needed, wherever he's going to do a great job. And he did it in Wheelers Hill very recently as well.
On that, that's a good segue to talk about flowing through the areas of postcode 3163. How good is that? The train station is nearly finished in Glen Huntly, but more so Murrumbeena Road flowing back in action, as opposed to going for these detours through Dandenong Road and North Road.
Oh, are you saying that the race where the race course is here, Rose, finally?
So we're not going to the members pavilion in the Caulfield Gallery or the Degenerates Bar. We can actually flow nicely on that Queens, Murrumbeena Road end, so it flows nice, and the underpass is in.
We'll still go to the Degenerates Bar, no question about that. But so what's happened there? Because we're now talking about Murrumbeena Road, the train crossing, the Frankston train line, which for anyone like me got caught there, it was an absolute bloody nightmare, I've got to say, because I got caught there and you couldn't go left, right, you couldn't move. It was like you were just, and for someone, that gets a bit claustrophobic, I didn't like it too much, got to say.
And I also think, those lollipop
men, women,
and
people,
some of the girls with the pink hair and those, caterpillar boots. Credit to them. They actually work quite hard. I know the government must have paid them a lot of money, but I'm actually surprised how quick. I thought it was going to drag on for later, but you get the bulletins. But they worked day and night.
So there's a train going under now?
Now it's, you've driven past?
I haven't driven past.
No, it goes under, and they've got new lights there in Queens. But yeah, it's under. It's like what they did in Ormond. Right. It's not above, not Skyrail, but it's under.
So you no longer have to wait for a train there?
No, we can just go.
How good. And what about
There's traffic lights though for Queens.
That's all right. They sorted out Glen Huntly Road yet?
Glen Huntly's the same, and the tram and the super stops there as well. But the train station, it's got the mask like the Joker before. It's like the big unveiling of it about to come in Batman, with Joker. Yep. But Glen Huntly station, the structure's there, and they're just about to fit it out. But the 67 trams flowing through again.
And the no train. Under. You don't wait anymore.
Fantastic.
How good is that?
We don't have to go the underpass through, E-Gun Reserve anymore. We can go straight. We don't get
stuck. For those that watch Get Smart, we used to like it. There was a very famous scene in one of the early episodes about going under the overpass or over the underpass, and it was for those that if anyone happened to watch that ever, send an email to me, garyp@garypeer.com.au. Just if you happen to know what I'm talking about, because most young people wouldn't even know what Get Smart is probably, but very funny scene.
So very much worth it. So on the topic of that, before we move on to what we've got coming up. Yep. But it's great to have it flowing. The pain that we put up in the local area as a local resident, it's finally, come and it's looking great. So
it's like somebody with a bad prostate that all of a sudden's got the flow back, isn't it? It's got the flow back. So for those,
that's what happens when you talk when you're in your 60s. I'm in my 40s, but
you get a bit older, and me and your father can talk about the old prostate. But let's just say there's been a prostate operation. Everything's flowing beautifully as well.
Very good,
I think it's a bit off, isn't it, really? Some people have probably, if you never watched this before, you probably just turned off now. That's what you get when you listen to the Carnegie Murrumbeena Report. Let's talk about some of our listings. We've got some beautiful properties coming in. We've got the racing season coming in, the footy season coming in.
Happening.
It's
and
all
the
happening.
Blues.
The Blues, well, I tell you what, we're scared to get excited, but it's been a long time before we've been beating teams in the 8, let alone the number 1 team, and
easy up on the
number 2
early
team.
Pro, right? Let's just keep it down.
I tell you,
I'm trying to... Listen, a win's a winner, right? 1 point against Eagles, we'll take it.
I did say to you, and Philip mentioned on GPTV this week, there's nothing more smug than a smug Carlton supporter who's winning. But I said to a few of you boys, because they're very strong Essendon contingency here with Leo and Leon and Darren and a lot of strong Essendon love in this organisation. and there's a bit of Carlton there as well with me and Jeremy Rose and Daniel Fisher. And I said to the boys, well, we will see you on the ladder as you go down and we go up.
So let's not talk about 1993 with that year,
Yeah,
Gary.
okay.
Let's talk about 5 at 1214 Dandenong Road, Murrumbeena, which we have coming up for auction. Jack Slater's been handling this apartment. Should go well. We're expecting between 550 to 600. A larger apartment, close to all the action, not too far from Chatson and Koonang Road and Murrumbeena Road.
You don't have to wait long for that auction, Mr. Samuel, because it's this weekend. And so is this property in Malvern East. Malvern East, what a great suburb.
Hot.
We love it. Hugh Street, Malvern East was great. We auctioned an apartment a few weeks ago in Malvern East that I met Jack Slater at, and that was an absolute runaway train as well. And we are excited about number 57 Millewa Avenue, Malvern East, coming up this weekend. And Philip Kingston gets the auction honours at 2:30 p.m.
You know, I love this pocket of Malvern East. You know, It's got good karma and nirvana. Okay, I say it because it's the parallel streets, the Galush.
I know,
but
very
the point
good.
is, this part, as you know, East Malvern's quite big. It goes from Warrigal Road up to, Taronga Road.
Yep.
But this one's like smack bang in the middle. And the benefit of this, you get close to all the public transports as well as Chatston Shopping Centre. But yeah, this is a great home. Someone's looking for something to move in or, in the future sort of enhance. This opportunity is a ripper.
Coming up in the future, we've got one at 207 Nearham Road, Carnegie. Leo, you have the auction honours for this, and Jack Slater's been handling it.
He's been
and
very
excited.
busy with this one. This single level home, smack bang in between Koonang Road and Grange Road, walking distance to literally everything there. Should go really, really well and great in terms of single level accommodation.
And if you want to head toward a great property and head toward great capital gains, you'll head toward number 7 at 20 Ward Street, Murrumbeena. Dan Dyson handling that. Graham Callan is the auctioneer.
You got to love a good 1960s or 70s solid brick apartment. And this one here in a refurbished block, I've sold a few in here over the years. Great investment on first home.
Jersey Parade, Carnegie, Jack Slater handling that one. Looks like it's quite affordable and quite beautiful.
Large modern apartment there, Gary. You know, definitely, if you could, Jersey Boys was a good show. Check this one out because I'm telling you, it's got the space in this one and you got to love a modern feel.
4 at 162 Lila Road, Carnegie. Jack Slater's been handling that one. You're auctioning that one as well. Tell us about it.
Yeah, that's also a nice 19 in a refurbished solid brick block, close to all the action, not far from Duncan McKinnon, the old Murrumbeena Secondary School. A great pocket there on the cusp of Lilla Road near Murrumbeena Road end of Lilla Road.
We are lucky with our diversity. We've got people speaking all different languages like the United Nations. We have somebody, of course, with an Indian background who is absolutely wonderful in the world of real estate. His name is Rishi, and he is handling a property in Sydney Street in Murrumbeena, and you are the auctioneer for that one.
I am. That's also a great apartment. It's been fully renovated by the current owner there, and great position. We sold a unit next door a few months ago, and that went gangbusters as well. But this one as well, if you're looking for something to move straight into, check that one out.
Tattenham Street in Caulfield East, one of our better properties. We love Caulfield East. Tell us about this home.
Now, this is a beautiful home, and congratulations to our developer at Shoalhaven Developments there, James. He builds a quality product, and I sold him this site a few years back. Finally, after years and through the COVID years, he finally finished off this build. This is something special. If you're looking for some great accommodation, we talked about Gary's off-market sale with Aviv in Caulfield East, but this one here for a brand new town residence, this is an absolute ripper.
Caulfield East is one of those suburbs that, when people say, oh, what suburb do you think's a little bit like under the radar and it's going to have a big kick? I reckon Caulfield East is right on there, right on top of that list.
And it shares the same postcode as Malvern East, 3145.
It does.
Nestled between the train stations, Monash Uni, Caulfield Racecourse.
When you think about what's going to happen in Caulfield Racecourse, even with the night racing, with all the metropolis of shops and restaurants and everything that's happening,
nice urban village.
That is a great area. We finish off with a real highlight property, one of the best offerings to come to the market in Huntley, and I don't know if there'll be a better one this year, probably won't, but I reckon it's his best house this year that's come up in the area, 27 Augustus Street, Huntley. Just check out the video tour, check out the photos, most importantly, check out the home and come to the auction. Tell us about this incredible property.
We know it well, lovely owners, well known to our company, and this is a beautiful period home with the most beautiful modern extension. It's got the swimming pool that orientates the right way.
It does.
But yeah, something special. England Huntley, if you're after that, this is it. I love Augustus Street being sort of a cul-de-sac location. I lived in James Street for years. And always walk through this area, and I'm telling you, for those buyers who want something a bit more special, check that one out.
And of course, you can get in and out so easily because the traffic flows. It flows, and we love the fact that it flows so beautifully now. That is a big wrap on the Carnegie Murrumbeena report. Lots happening. We are in winter, but we're kind of on the upside of winter towards spring. We're in the spring side or part of winter, if we can say that.
The other side of
and
the bar.
It's feeling very, very buzzy and exciting. And the weather's been pretty good, actually. It hasn't been as cold and windy as usual, which is good. But we will keep telling you what's going on in the real estate world, and we hope you're tuning in and watching and enjoying. If not, we'll probably find you anyway. I'm Gary Peer.
And I'm Leo Samuel. Have a fabulous week.